Hey y'all, it's Oakla Soda Gal here with my co-host Paula. How you doing?
Hello. Hello. I am good. I am good. I am ready for the All-Star break. That's my big thing. I'm ready for the All-Star break.
It's here and we're here with you on Thunder Galentine's Day. It's
Yes.
Friday, February 13th, 2026. The start of the All-Star break, the start of all the festivities in LA for this weekend. Chet's gonna be in the Rising or the Shooting Stars competition, which is they used to call it the skills competition, I think. It's now called the Shooting Stars competition.
hmm
It'll be interesting to see how Chet does in that one. That's one requires a lot of dribbling it down the court and like making passes through the slots and whatever. So that'll
A
be
lot of
kind of fun.
rapid catch fire, things that I mean,
Yeah.
that's good. I just never think of him as a quick draw.
Yeah,
But
that's gonna be kind of fun seeing him, giraffe-like running down the court at full speed.
it
Um,
takes what, 3, 4 steps for him? I mean,
Sadly, AJ Mitchell being injured means he does not get to participate in the Rising Stars games, which I was kind of looking
bad for
forward
that.
to. And
But I
no
mean,
SGA in the All-Star game this weekend either.
they did get now Chet and SGA did get their, all-star balls yesterday before the game. So that was nice. And I didn't see AJ, so but at least he got the recognition. And again, I think it just reinforces what we continue to say here is that AJ's on the rise, man. He is
Oh yeah.
just improving and improving. And what was I saying earlier? It was like um you're mentioning AJ in conversations of playmakers for the team in the same breath that we talk about SGA and Jada.
Well, and like, the games that we don't have AJ or SGA or J Dub are pretty much guaranteed losses because
Yeah.
when you don't have one of those three on the court, we just don't have enough of a playmaker out there. Because, we just don't have those guys on the team yet. I think Jared McCain maybe has the potential to be one of those guys at some point, but he's only played like 3 games with these guys, so
Right. And
he's
even
not
this,
ready to take on that responsibility yet.
but he does show
And,
spark. So,
we've got another guy that might have some potential there that finally got some of his first NBA minutes.
who could we be talking about, Britt?
He's a guy you might be wearing his jersey right now.
Oh, you mean number 44, Niky T?
Yeah.
Yay! Made his NBA, I'm sorry, let me clarify. NBA champion Niky T made his NBA regulation debut. Yes!
Woo! I
Oh, he broke
love
his own record.
I
He broke,
love that the fans were so ready last night to give him that standing ovation.
I
I mean
loved it.
that crowd went nuts for him and that was so beautiful. I teared up a little. I know a lot of our
Oh,
fans that we
hands up. I did. There's,
yeah,
I
fans
mean,
that we talk to on threads were talking about tearing up, and even fans of other teams like
oh yeah.
Tanya Hales, was tearing up, and she's a Raptors gal up in Toronto, like
But I think his story is just so moving because it is one of determination and overcoming because you know it's such a rare opportunity for somebody, opportunity may not be the right word, but for someone to be diagnosed with cancer, to go through the treatments, to go through the chemo. And it's so easy to almost write them off or presume that they will not come back to their previous situations. I mean, that's just the reality of life. And for him to fight back and come back and even just step on the court once. He got 12 minutes, one basket, one rebound, one assist. Yes.
And that
Um,
assist came on his very first possession.
Love it. But Coach Mark afterwards was talking about what the expectations were for him and things. And he said he still has a long way to go. I mean, like chemo, what it does to the body is is very difficult to rehab from, straight up. You
Yeah,
know, strength wise, muscle, just everything, it affects the body. And they said for him to be at this point was amazing. Now he still has a long way to go. I mean, it's, they're going to build him up, but it's just so amazing to see where he is. This is after his ACL tear and he was already recovering from the surgery from that.
I know.
Bless his
Just
heart. I
what
mean,
a
he
what
was
a
drafted in
time.
2024. It's
Yeah.
February 26th.
But he made it.
He did. He did.
He
And
made it. He's
I've
back
been bouncing
active
off the
on the
walls.
roster. I'm an idiot. I was doing my pregame preview yesterday, and I look at, I wait for the official injury report each day before I do these.
Uh-huh.
And I guess I had gotten in such a habit of kind of ignoring Sorber and Topic on
Uh-huh.
there because I didn't, it's not, I don't need to reiterate that every game. Like
Right.
we all already know they're not playing. So I kind of quit looking for him on there. And so it didn't even register that I didn't see his name on there.
Yeah. No, I get it. So I
So
knew
I
it
could
would
have
be.
broken the news on our pregame preview and been one of the first to report it, but I'm
Oh,
an idiot.
nope, you're not an idiot. You're not an idiot. You had muscle memory going. We were talking about, the rotation players. I totally get how it can happen because you weren't expecting it. Because
Just
that
was
was me.
what I was thinking maybe we'd see him off the injury report after All-Star break. Like
That was
I was
me. I
kind of
knew it was.
thinking they'll give him G League assignment for a couple
Yep,
weeks. Then they'll,
exactly.
come in like after the break and maybe give him some minutes or something. So
That's
it just
absolutely what I thought. I mean, because it was not even in my brain. Like I was just so ready for last night's game to be over because everybody needs a break. And it was like, you know, and so I knew he'd played with the blue early in the week. And I was like, surely they're going to keep him. I mean, because we're just rolling into All-Star break. Let's
yeah,
just, and then when it broke, and this is what makes me so mad. And again, you talk about you and not noticing me. I'd expected him after All Star. I was not prepared because I had always planned to be in that building the night that Niky T stepped on the court. I mean, there was no doubt about it. That was going to happen. And then it's 2:45 in the afternoon, and I could not wrangle things to get down there. I was so upset that I was not there. But I don't take it as anything. I see it as a first start. I'm so glad that it was recognized across the NBA and in the house, and I love it. And now I will be prepared, knowing he'll be on the roster. I can plan and go down there and watch, warm-ups and get him to sign the jersey, and just knowing he played is huge.
now you usually watch the local broadcast, right? So did you watch the
Yes,
local broadcast last night?
I did. That was the one I was watching.
Okay, so I was watching the national one since I'm
Uh-huh.
up in Minnesota,
Uh-huh.
and all the guys on the Amazon Prime broadcast couldn't stop talking about Niky T either. Like
Yes.
he was getting so much love from the national crew. It was pretty clear to me that that was really the story of the night last night,
Uh-huh.
which even overshadowed Usa's homecoming a bit, which
Oh, I think you mean Usa's revenge game?
yeah, he really he's
Could
been a
have.
revelation for the Bucks already.
I love that for him. I mean, maybe not last night, but I love
He's
that for.
starting. He's
I
in their
know.
starting lineup.
I know. I was shocked. And so he got that double double, but somebody pointed out something very interesting, and I don't know if you saw this. Um it and I never thought about how Us shoots, the catch and shoot. But somebody pointed out that Oos does a non-dip shot. Have you ever heard of a non-dip shot? Doesn't come
Yeah.
down, catches
His
it, does
arms
not come
never,
down.
yeah.
And I hadn't thought that that's how Oos shot. And then I'm watching this and I'm like, sure enough, like that's unusual. Like there's no bring down and swoop up.
Well, and
So
what a
I thought that was
testament
interesting.
to the depth of this team that like a guy who can now start for the Bucks like was having trouble even getting minutes on this
Yes,
team.
when you think about it like that, it's like the Thunder, yeah, and it's like, oh well, gosh, we gotta get rid of somebody. And the Bucks pick. Well, he had to go through a couple of
Yes.
other, but I mean,
Which apparently he did fly to those other cities during that.
no,
Yeah, I was watching an interview where they're talking about how he actually flew to like three different cities before he could even settle down at the
this is
trade deadline.
hard.
So I feel
Oh
bad for him a little, but I'm also really happy for him
no,
to
I'm
finally be
completely
getting
happy
a
for him.
chance to shine because it was just going to be tough to really get the kind of minutes he needs
Yeah,
on this roster. So good for him. I hope
and
he
he was
does
getting.
really well.
I saw him and Nikki talking after the game actually on the court. I thought that was great to see. And then,
And just a little week in review. Thunder
yes,
went
please.
2-2 since our last time on this show, with some really nice wins against the Lakers and the Suns, and
Yes.
some kind of crappy losses to the Rockets and the Bucks. Um,
Yes.
Injuries definitely playing a role. And as something we talked about, before we started recording today, the common theme of these losses is in the losses, it's games where we have no J-Dub, no AJ, no SGA. And
Straight up.
when you don't have one of those three to be a table setter, it's really hard for this team, even with as much talent as they have. You still need somebody to set the table for everybody.
Yeah, because the two games that we won this week were the two that J-Dub came back in, and he was killing it in Arizona. Against the Suns, almost a perfect game.
Yeah.
11 of 12. And what was it like? The only reason he missed that last one was because that's when the hammy got stretched again. Like he would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, what a
11
game.
11 before that shot that he missed while tweaking his hammy.
I just, but
It was the night after his big jersey retirement at his high school. He went to high school in the Phoenix area,
mhm.
and the Thunder reserved like 60 seats at the high school arena for the jersey retirement ceremony. So
Yeah.
like the whole team, including staff and everybody, was there to support him. So that was
Yes.
amazing to see. And you could tell he just had that extra pep in his step against Phoenix that next night. And
He did. He was so proud to be in front of his home crowd. And once again, the Thunder and their people showing, just how much they care about each other and make the efforts to do these things.
well, the
Because,
the first two guys off the bench when Niky T got his first basket were SGA and J-Dub.
oh, immediately,
Yeah.
I just love the support. And I don't know how much of it some people might call performative. I don't see it that way because I think that with their age and their situations and circumstances in town, I think they do become super close. They all want to hoop and they all want everybody to do good. I mean, when they were in Arizona after the game, where did all of our guys go? Over to the Suns bench to go dap up Moose, Mike
Yeah.
Muscala, who's an assistant coach over there. Like,
Thunder
they're
legend
close.
Mike Muscala.
Yes, Thunder Legend. Yes. And it's just
Muscala's another Minnesota boy.
Oh, really? I guess I
Yeah,
forgot that part.
yeah.
Wow, good for you. Look at you collecting them like Pokemon. You got Pit, you got Moose. So you got Cheddar. So you got a Cheddar card and a Moose card
Do you
now.
remember Cole Aldrich? He was also a big from Minnesota that the Thunder had at one time.
Cold.
The Thunder like
Is
their 7 foot Minnesota guys.
that all you guys have up there is 7 foot guys? Because 7 foot scrawny guys, come down. Moose was never scrawny. Chet, once again, please have a few
He's
hamburgers over the
getting
break.
bigger. He's getting
I
bigger.
need the hips. I
It
need
takes
the hips. I'm just
time.
saying.
It takes time.
I know he can't turn into Steve-O immediately, but he's got to smash some steaks. That's all I'm saying.
But J-Dub, going back to J-Dub,
Yes.
what a phenomenal night in Phoenix. And the thing I noticed those 2 games that he played that we won, like not only was, he driving to the basket a lot, and I think you have a point you want to make on that in a minute, but
Yeah.
his shooting like from three was back. Like like it does seem that he's getting more used to his wrist and that it's not impacting his shot as much as it was a few weeks ago. Um,
I think so. You see it on his middies a lot more too. I mean, it just they're a lot cleaner.
I
So,
wonder if the hamstring injury actually was a little bit of a blessing because he was shooting really poorly before that injury and still having a lot of trouble on his threes. And I
mhm.
wonder if having to do shooting drills without using his legs as much while his hamstring was hurting gave him a chance to work out that wrist a little more.
So I'm hearing you say that the injuries are an opportunity for improvement that will show up later in the season as
It
benefits
could be. It could be.
across the entire roster. Yeah,
But
no,
you also had
he'll
a point about the drives.
Yeah, so somebody asked J-Dub in one of the post-game interviews about him getting to the line more. Like he had gotten to the line a bunch the last couple of days or last couple of games, and his point was that he's basically getting Shea's fouls. And he didn't mean it in a negative way. He said because Shea's not on the court. So he's in that position where he's driving more. He's getting to the places where Shea would be. And so he's drawing the kinds of fouls that Shea would be getting on his drives because he is driving more. He's literally in the place where he would be having the opportunity to get more fouls.
Yeah, just literally kind of taking over the SGA point guard role.
Exactly. And it's not like he's trying to draw fouls. He's literally trying to drive to the basket, take the opportunity, take the drives. And it's just getting him to the line more, which would be expected, but you don't think about it until you put it in the perspective of, yeah, he's in the places when he's on the court with Shea, he's not going to be driving the same way Shea does.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah,
an
because when
interesting
Shea's out
point.
there, he's got to now be in a little different position. He's not going
Yeah.
to be the one bringing the ball up the floor every time. That's not to
No.
say he doesn't bring it up the floor some when Shea's back, but you put the ball in your best player's hands.
Well,
That's how it
exactly.
works. And when Shea's
Yeah.
not there, then J-Dub's the next best player on the team. You put the ball in his hands, and
Mhm.
he's going to be the driver.
And when
So,
they're not there, we have to accommodate. And
yeah. And if
Jared,
we at least had AJ, I think we're 3-1 this week instead of
I
two and
think so
two.
too. But I also think that if iHeart had been back,
Yeah.
I think between him and Chet, sometimes we can overcome, the lack of the playmaking when we have more rim protection.
Rim
So,
protection and rebounding.
yeah.
Chet is an okay rebounder, but when
Hmm.
he's out there like having to do it himself, it's a lot harder for him. And he can't be both the rim protector and the rebounder.
Right.
And that's one of those things that two big lineup really opens up for him is really allows him to focus on the rim protector mode because
Hmm.
Ihart is such an offensive rebounder and
Yep.
defensive rebounder that like you don't have to focus on that as much because you know he's got that on lock.
Exactly. It gives you permission to do the other things. So
So
it's
we're
good.
we're
Our
going
guy,
into the break this year though with 14 losses already, the same number of games we lost all last season,
yep.
which surprising after our 24-1 start.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
don't think any of us quite saw this coming. But we
No.
didn't see this many injuries coming either.
Oh.
So,
Well, I mean, I it was pointed out last night that throughout this entire season up to now, our rotation players have never all played together. Like we
yeah.
have never had all of them healthy at the same time.
Yeah, it's just
We're
it keeps
still
being a mix and match.
exactly. So, it for us to be what's our record? 40. Well, we're
42 and
over 40.
14.
Yes. So we're over 40 and that's a big deal, right?
That is, some of you longtime fans may have heard of this, but legendary coach Phil Jackson, who won 6 championships with the Bulls, won more championships with the Lakers, he had coined a rule called the 40-20 rule. And basically, since the advent of the 3-point line in 1980, only 4 teams have won an NBA championship without winning 40 games before losing 20. So it's pretty much if you want to be in the contention for winning a championship, you've got to win your 40th game before you lose your 20th game. And this year, there's really only a couple teams that even have a shot at
Yeah.
making the 40-20 rule. Um, One of those is the Spurs, who are now 38 and 16. I'm sharing my screen here for those of you who only listen to the podcast, but those of you on YouTube can see this. Thunder are 42 and 14, Spurs are 38 and 16, and then third place in the West is the Nuggets at 35 and 20. Nuggets have already lost 20 and not won four. They still got to win 5 more games to get to 40. Rockets are 33 and 20. They need 7 more wins to get to that 40-20. So
Yeah.
they're already out of contention for it. And then over in the East, you have the Pistons at 40 and 13. Ding, ding, ding. They're in contention. And
Yeah.
the Celtics at 35 and 19. They need to win 5 in a row before they lose their next game to hit the
Mhm.
40-20 rule. So
That might be tricky. I haven't looked at their schedule, but that might be tricky.
So, for following legendary coach Phil Jackson's rule, it seems like the contenders this year are the Thunder, the Spurs, and the Pistons. And part of the reason I bring this up is because with us losing game 14 already, I've already seen some grumbling from fans in the Facebook and Threads universe. Oh my gosh, we're losing more than last year. I guess it really was just a fluke and a flash in the pan. And I just want to calm y'all down a little. We're still one of 3 teams that probably has the best chance to win. We're still first in the West. We have a 3 game lead in the West. Like,
Mhm.
it is not time for panicking. It is not time to throw in the towel. And I would remind you, our guys go by the 0-0 mentality. So
Yep.
whatever happened last game doesn't matter. Just we move on to the next one.
Yep.
And what's really going to matter is whether we get our guys healthy for the playoffs or not. Because it's
Yes.
clear that when this team is healthy, there's no one that can really compete with them.
Wow. No, and I can't wait for them to announce the playoff berth lock in because I think that's going to help the mental stress that some of the fans have thinking, oh, we're not going to take it all the way. We're not. And I think part of that, I was thinking about this the other day. I think part of that comes from the fact that we have not had a championship mentality. And we have been almosts. We have been also rans. We've won one, but that doesn't change everything because people are like, oh, it's a fluke. We don't have a history of it. We don't have all of these banners up in the rafters. We've got one. We got one, but I don't think that people feel, yes, I don't think that people feel, you know, comfortable to say that we are repeat champions. We have a history of championships, quote unquote. You know, and I think that might be where some of the caution comes from. And I think, if the boys can do it this season and go back to back, I think that will help some. It will take away the fluke
Yeah.
conversation. But I just don't unfortunately think so many people, have changed the mindset because we came so close so young in our franchise
Hmm.
that we've always been hesitant of could we ever get that close again. And
Yeah.
and that may just be me. All I don't think we were a fluke. I think Sam Presti is a freaking magician, and this is I do not question Sam. But again, I love that. I love the perspective of the 40-20. That's interesting. I'm not a long historical
Yeah.
basketball started in 2008 when the Oklahoma City Thunder came to Oklahoma City. There was no NBA before then. So to me, that is an interesting thing. And it's interesting when you put it that there's really truly only three teams right now for that. Now, a Detroit Oklahoma City matchup would be very interesting considering where both of our teams were 3 years ago, 4 years
Right.
ago. You want to talk about redemption? Come on. And Cade's an Oklahoma boy.
Cade Cunningham. Oh my goodness. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be amazing. Now, I don't want him to win, but I mean, the
Right?
series would be amazing.
I would love it. I think that would be an amazing series. I I also, would also love to kind of see an Oklahoma City Knicks finals. Just because I think the Thunder playing finals games in Madison Square Garden, I think
Yeah.
Shea could become legendary.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh, that, oh, his tunnel fits, the smooth. Oh, now you already got me thinking that, okay, nope, I'm trying to be
But
realistic
let's
here.
let's not dream. We still got to get there.
We got a
And
ways to go.
and
But
fans aren't wrong to be hesitant. Like no, we none of us should count our chickens before they hatch. We
nope,
agree with
zero and
that.
zero, zero
But I
and zero.
also think we should be careful not to overreact and be like, well, season's done. We already lost 14. I guess we're not as good. Like it's fine, y'all. Like we're getting guys experience right now. Look at the revelation that AJ Mitchell has been because he had to step up because of so many injuries. That's only going to pay dividends in the future. And hey, right now it's also great we're getting guys like Topich and Jared McCain some more minutes so they
Absolutely.
can get ready and hopefully be those guys that can also step up as we need them. And that McCain, he's a heck of a shooter. I love
He
the
is. We
vibes
brought
he's
him
bringing.
in. Oh, he is fitting in so well on the team side. Like his TikToks, his huge smile. I saw his smile when he was out in Arizona, and it was like the comparison I made was it's almost as big as Jay Will's. I
Yeah.
was I was like,
He's
wow.
he's always smiling and laughing as much as Jay will. It's great. He's a great vibes guy. He also has a YouTube channel like J-Dub. And he has like a 15-minute video up about the trade and the trade day and his travel to Oklahoma City. And getting to the hotel room that the Thunder had ready for him and had already decorated it with McCain balloons. And
Mhm.
he was like, "Oh wow, like they're really welcoming me here." And just he could already feel the love, you
And
know.
then he couldn't get into the facility because the face scanner wouldn't let him in.
Shay had to go let him in,
Oh,
which of
Shay, the
course
leader
it's
that he is.
Shay coming to the rescue, of course. Um,
Oh, I thought that was so funny. I mean, awkward, awkward. Hello, I am here now. I'm your new teammate. I can
I
the building. And Shay's like, "Oh, I got this. I got this."
gotcha.
But yeah, it
So,
was the funniest thing. But it was sweet. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, okay, you're bringing another perspective here, and it's great to see somebody else embrace it, or at least give the impression of embracing it.
well, and he didn't lie. He was real sad that he had to
Yeah.
leave
Oh,
his team in Philly. He admitted that he cried a few times.
yeah.
Even on camera, he was
Players are
tearing up a little
people.
bit, you know.
Players are people first.
Yeah,
Especially the
he
young
said he was
ones.
on they were on the team bus on the way to an airport for their own road trip when he got the call that the trade went through. So like
Oh no.
literally had to like start having the conversation of like I'm leaving like on the team bus on the way to an airport.
Oh
Just like
no. Yeah.
that he's like, he said he did have a little bit of a heads up before that his name was involved, like his agent had let him know something could happen.
Mhm.
But he said it still hit like a ton of bricks when it happened. And
I'm sure. I'm sure Oos felt the same way a week ago.
yeah,
Somebody was interviewing him as he was going through the tunnel after the game last night, and they were like, "How do you feel, you know, being back here?" And he was like, "I was playing here a week ago. It feels good to get the win for the Bucks, but I was just here a week ago."
Who
And it's
said he
just,
had never even been in the visitor locker room at the Baycom?
why would, it's just,
So yeah, it's wild, the way these trades go down. Imagine if you were working a job and like you just got a call from your boss that your job traded you to a different office in a different city and you got to just go.
yeah, you just
Like,
have to get up from your desk now and
yeah,
just walk out. Like, like, can
it's
you imagine? He probably had to get off that bus.
right. Yeah, it's wild. So,
It's a business, we get it, but fundamentally, there are people and people's lives involved, and you want to say that you feel like you're going to be one place for an extended period of time because these contracts are written that way. But in the fine print, there's always that, and other duties as assigned.
yeah, unless you're a big enough star like a James Harden, you can rarely get a no trade clause put in.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, well, we do have the All-Star break coming. There is no Thunder games between now and next week's episode, so a
Yeah.
whole week of no Thunder basketball, so everybody gets to have some fun. And while we're having fun for Thunder Galentine's Day, we want to give out our Thunder Galentines. So, Paula, who do you want to give your Galentine to?
Let me think. I don't know. This is a tough one. I mean, the entire bench, but no, it's Nikki. It's Nikki. No
Yeah.
other. Come on. I have no other idea of anybody else that I want to celebrate than Niky T. It's so exciting to see. And I'm an early bandwagoner of him, and I'm going to stay that way. And I love it. And so my Galentine for this year is Niky T. Now, who are you going to pick?
Niky T is so deserving. I'm so glad you picked him. This year I'm going with Chet Holmgren as my Galentine. I have loved the
Kidding?
improvement I've seen from him offensively and defensively this season. He took that championship run and was like, I'm not sitting on my laurels. I'm going back and getting even better for next year so that we can reach even greater heights. Even last night against the Bucks, I was watching his rim protection was just amazing. He had some blocks that were just like, wow, like the timing and the way he could see what that player was about to do and just
Mhm.
making sure he timed it perfectly to get that ball right before it got to its top of the arch and just knock it out of the air. It's a sight to behold. And he's a Minneapolis guy. And
Minnesota boy.
with everything that's been happening up here and what we've all been going through, it's great to see a local boy out there succeeding and kicking ass. And, I just I love Chet. He's great. I'll admit, when we drafted him, I was a little worried. I was one of those folks like, I don't know, he's so skinny. Is he just gonna get pushed around?
Mhm.
And he kind of did a little bit at first, but as he's gotten better, I've seen just so much growth from him, and I think we would have won last night had he just had a little bit of help for like
Yeah.
we had no Hartenstein and no Carlson, so the only backup big we had was Jay Will, who is a 6'9" big that kind of has to play bigger than he really is and can't really offer the same rim protection. And so I could see that, like, when Chet was out there, we would catch up or we would do better. And
Mhm.
then the minute he'd be out of the game, we'd start falling behind again without his defense. So my Galentine goes to Chet Holmgren.
Absolutely worthy. That's a good one. And I totally get it. And he's so complimentary. Somebody asked him in the post game last night about comparing recovery time with Niky T's recovery. It's like, how are you, showing support? You've had all these extended periods. You had to miss the season. How are you working, and sharing that with, Niky? And he said, it's not the same because I was trying to come back to my career. Like I'm trying to come back to basketball. He goes, anybody that fights cancer, you're fighting for your life. So his comeback is infinitely bigger than, what mine is. I can only relate to the fact that I had downtime. He goes, but the fact that he's here and anything and contributing is great. So once again, love your boy for being, team player, sharing his perspective. And if anybody had any doubt I was not going to pick Niky T, I beg you to go back and watch all of our previous eps and follow me on threads.
And then of course we have a forever Galentine for Shea.
Oh, forever. I mean, since we've talked, Shay's genes, shall we say, have become tremendously popular, especially on our TikTok.
It was one of the few Super Bowl commercials that was not about gambling or crypto.
No, but so Levi's had a Super Bowl commercial in case you were not aware. It was their first commercial in 20 years. And what it was following behind people that were wearing their jeans. So you were seeing the back pockets with the logo. That's my nice way of saying you were looking at everybody's butts. hmm And I'm watching this, and I swear to God, I was like Leo in
Watching
the
it with
can.
laser eyes.
I mean, I was just being aware. I was being an informed consumer. And I'm watching this, and I'm like Leo. I sit up in my chair and I point and I go, I know that butt. I know. And sure enough, that it was SGA's. Now, part of the tip off was he had his shoes over his shoulder. So I'm looking at the jeans and I'm like, look at that belt. That's that's Shay. And I was just so yeah. So I may for, research purposes only, truly, and to share with our viewers and our subscribers, you know, made sure that everybody saw that video over and over and over again.
I believe, wasn't that our most watched TikTok?
Listen, listen. They have skewed our views. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Right now, if you look at it, 495,400 views of 6 seconds of Shay's butt. So when I tell people, oh, yeah, we have over 500,000 views in the last 30 days. Thank you, Shay. Thank you,
Yeah,
Shay's butt. And thank you, Levi's.
thank
And I'm
you.
not going to tell you how many of the 495,000 are mine because that has nothing to do with this conversation.
Oh, what a time. What a time. Well,
Love our point guard.
we don't have anything to look really forward to this week since no games. We don't get to even look forward to Shea playing in the All-Star game since that's no longer happening. We might see Chet a little bit in the All-Star game. We will see him in the Shooting Stars competition, so that's something to watch for over All-Star weekend. Otherwise, we'll all get a little bit of a rest and no late night post game wraps for a week.
No
No
pregame
no
previews
pregame previews where Brittany misses some important news on the injury report.
or the postgame wraps where Paula doesn't check any of the stats. She just vibe stats.
But
But I miss you guys already. I mean, it'll be a week, but
please make
fun.
sure smash that subscribe button.
Press that button.
Oh, my episode of No Girls on the Internet did drop this week.
Yep,
So
yep,
if
yep.
any of you are interested in my non-basketball work, go listen to that episode of There Are No Girls on the Internet, a iHeartRadio production. I it's like a 45-minute episode that pretty much just features me. So
Yeah,
it's a good
who wouldn't
time.
want that? I
Um,
mean,
so you can learn a bit about me and my work there if you want to. We're getting new subscribers every week. Things just keep steadily moving up. So keep telling your friends, bring them along. We want as many people to be part of our Thunder Gals community as possible. So just keep sharing it out there. And if there's anything you want us to cover or think we could do better, let us know. We're very active on Threads, so please come talk to us there. You will most certainly get replies and likes from us if you talk to us.
absolutely. I mean, this is our whole thing. We want to talk Thunder with you guys. Listen, there is so much more to Thunder basketball than the box score.
That's
So,
right. It's the people, it's the vibes, it's the community. That's what we're here for and why we do this. And we thank y'all for being a part of our favorite part of every week. And we hope
absolutely.
y'all get to laugh as much as we do.
And we hope that you guys have a happy Galentine's Day.
Yes, and have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful All-Star break. And we'll be back with you next Friday with whatever else we need to talk about that's non-game related that happened in the intervening week.
Absolutely.
Peace and thunder up, y'all.
Bye, guys.